Right now, we welcome in our first guest to BYU Sports Nation, Jaylen Reyes, a very talented young man on the BYU volleyball team that is now ranked third in the country. We're going to start with this. Can you please, once and for all, settle the debate? How do you pronounce the word libero? Libero. Libero? What is it, Jaylen?
I think it's libero.
Yes,
Libero?
Okay, it's libero. There, Jaylen said it.
Libero?
No, Brian, settle down.
Sorry. Hey, excuse my, that's my BYU education, excuse me.
You work for BYU. How can you say that?
I love my education that I got from BYU.
Jaylen, disregard the last 30 seconds. Welcome to BYU Sports Nation set after the trip to Hawaii. Not exactly the results that you were looking for, but what did Coach McGowan say to you after the road trip, and how can this maybe kind of help you guys get motivated and rally the troops this week?
One thing Coach wanted to talk about was the importance of staying together. You know, maybe during the trip, like during the games when things kind of went south for us, we maybe stopped playing together like how we normally do, and it was a different feel out there. It was the first place we went to where the crowd is actually against us. You know, here at home we have a great crowd that's behind us 100%, and on the road in California, it's not a home crowd, but it's 70% BYU fans. So
yeah, it's
when we went,
huge BYU outpouring.
Yeah, so when we went to Hawaii, it was different. So I think it was just a different vibe. You know, another thing he talked about was that, you know, they were fighting for their playoff lives, and, you know, we clinched maybe last week, so maybe that was a little bit, and just not being content on where we are, trying to get better every single week, and that's what we're looking forward to do this week in LA.
Jay, me and Spencer talked about this earlier this week. We understand, you know, that the crowd had a big part in the game, and how difficult is it to go to Hawaii and stay focused and treat it as a business trip,
not a vacation.
See, one thing is I'm from Hawaii,
right?
So I think I wanted to go home and, you know, kind of beat down the home team, and I think like there's a different vibe when I went home. Technically, that was my home to go home and play, and it was just a different vibe. You know, Coach, you know, before the week he was, you know, stressing to us, you know, this is a business trip. We're not going on vacation, especially since we clinched last week. We're going there to win 2 matches, which we didn't do. But we lost, but I didn't think that we weren't ready to play or we were focused on the beach or, you know, other stuff to do in Hawaii. I thought we just didn't play that well. We came out fast both nights, and they just played really, really well. And we got to, you know, tip your hats to them and, you know, just try to bounce back this week.
Jaylen Reyes, a very talented libero. Is that proper?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Libero joining BYU Sports Nation. The Cougars coming off a tough road trip to Hawaii, but still very much in position to do some great things. Is this team every year is the ultimate goal the national championship? I mean, has the program, is it at that point where if you don't win the national championship, it's a disappointing season?
Honestly, to me, it is. Last year, we got to the national championship game, and, you know, it's just not a whole lot of college athletes actually get to play in a national championship game. And I mean, it was a great experience. It was the time of my life, but it's just, you know, you come up short, and, you know, going in the field house every day and seeing the 2013 runner-up banner up there just kind of reminds you of, you know, coming up short. And, you know, when we get recruited here to BYU, you know, Coach always talks about you're coming here to win a national championship. So to me, is that if you don't complete the goal, then, you know, it's not a bad season, but it's not a complete season.
I'm guessing Hawaii came after you pretty hard, being from the islands. They recruited you, and you ended up at BYU. What was your journey like going through the recruiting, and why did you choose BYU?
I chose BYU for the fact that BYU is always in the hunt to win a national championship. Throughout club, I was really good friends with our 2 outside hitters, Josue Rivera and Taylor Sander, and they kind of influenced me to come to BYU. And just, I love the whole atmosphere up here. I love, you know, what college athlete normally gets to do this? What college volleyball player gets to sit on a radio show and talk to you guys? It's just so much fun being up here. The crowd support's unreal. You go around Provo, even around Orem, even around Salt Lake City, and people know who you are, and it's just cool. It's not, you know, it's not like I play for the men's basketball team or the football team. You know, I'm on the men's volleyball team, and it's just kind of cool. Everyone knows who you are, and it's fun being able to play in front of, you know, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people every single night.
Men's volleyball is a big deal. It's a big deal. You guys are up there with basketball and football. So don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. Jaylen, something I like about you and admire is just how pumped you get and how juiced you get, and you just get everybody, going on your team. Where does that passion come from? And is it something that, that you go out and say, okay, this is something I have to do, or is it kind of just freestyling and hey, come on, let's go, let's get it in today?
To me, it's more freestyle. I mean, I feel like I play better when I don't worry about myself. I just kind of let you kind of just jump into the game and you just let the game play out and you just play as hard as you can. I like to do it to pump up my teammates, but I'm out there. I don't feel like I'm forcing it. Just celebrating is just so much fun. It's so much fun playing. To me, it's so much fun playing at home, but on the road, it's kind of like it's us, 14 against this entire gym most of the time. So I don't feel like I'm forcing it at all. I feel like I'm just having, the time of my life out there.
Jaylen Reyes, BYU Libero, on the men's volleyball team, joining BYU Sports Nation with Spencer Linton and Brian Logan. I kind of compare the Libero position to a fullback in football, because the fullback does a lot of crucial things, lay their bodies on the line, open up big holes for the running backs. The Libero's flying all over the place, pancakes and keeping the ball alive. Are you okay with maybe the limited limelight that gets shed on your position and with Taylor and Josue and all those guys getting a ton of the credit, and deservedly so? They're amazing players, but how have you embraced that role?
To me it's all about if we're winning or not. I try to do my part, and I understand I'm not the one going to be scoring a whole lot of points or killing the crucial ball at the end of sets, or maybe. Unless I make an amazing dig or something like that, or I dive into the stands, no one's going to remember everything that I do. But to me, it's all about the team. And, I'm all for Taylor, Josue, Tim, Tyler getting all the recognition because, they're on my team. And if they're getting recognition, that means we're doing something great here.
You have a very tough road trip approaching this weekend. What has been the mindset coming off 2 losses at Hawaii and knowing that you still got to face some really good teams down the road, including UCLA?
Well, the mindset for us, it really hasn't changed. It's about getting better every single day. And, our assistant coach, Rob, always talks about being great in May, because the goal is, it's first weekend in May. That's when the national championships are. Santa Barbara is a really good team. It's always, maybe a whole lot of people that don't, follow men's volleyball and they think, oh, UC Santa Barbara, UCLA. Most people think about UCLA. UC Santa Barbara is a great team.
Great volleyball school.
And then, I don't even need to talk about the Bruins.
Why don't you need to talk about the Bruins?
Because everybody knows. When you think of men's volleyball, they have 19 national championships. That's the program everyone shoots for. If you don't go to UCLA, that's a team that everyone doesn't like. And it's just so much fun to play against those guys.
Are they your rival? I've asked this to Taylor and to Josue and to Devin Young, but in your mind, are they your rival?
I would say so.
Yes.
It's always a battle when we play them, and I always see things that I've never seen in volleyball when we play UCLA. It's so much fun. The crowds don't like each other. When we go down there, the crowds really don't like each other.
That's
hostile.
That's a rivalry.
We don't play against University of Utah, but I'm assuming when I've gone to Utah basketball games and I can tell Utah fans do not like BYU fans. And
you've noticed.
Yeah. I get that vibe when we play UCLA. The fans really don't like each other, and the players never like each other. The coaches respect each other, but you can tell they want to get at each other. So it's a fun environment to play in.
Jaylen Reyes, Libero for the BYU men's volleyball team on BYU Sports Nation with Spencer Linton and Brian Logan. The MPSF regular season championship back-to-back for the first time ever. What does that accomplishment mean to this team?
I think it shows, all the hard work we've put in. Some of us, this is my 3rd year here. Some of us, Taylor's been here for 4 years. Just the hard work we put in, and it's the hard work we do during the summertime too. We don't have any structured things. Most of the guys are on their own. Some guys are playing with national teams, but it's just all the hard work we put in, all the dedication we put into the sport, to be great, at a certain sport. It's not what you do during practice time. It's what you do, in the off season and what you do when people aren't noticing what you're doing.
I know that you're close with Jerem Jordan, who is the voice of BYU men's volleyball. He does a fantastic job calling the games on BYUtv with Steve Vale, and I'm sensing this aura that Jerem is saying, Spencer, give Jaylen the BYU Sports Nation karma. Are you aware of the BYU Sports Nation karma, Jaylen?
I'm not.
What happens is we invite athletes onto the show before they have big weekends, big games, and we then give them the karma, which will allow you to take your game to the next level.
Lay it on me, and I'll pass it. I'll pass it on.
Sounds great to me.
I have transferred it to Brian, and Brian is now transferring you to you. The BYU Sports Nation.
There you go.
Sounds great to me.
A tangible handoff from Brian Logan to Jaylen Reyes. Before you go, would you please sign our BYU Sports Nation Rise Up flag? And remember, first and foremost, to take the karma and go and succeed, my son.
For sure.
Hey, when you have the performances of your life, you will remember this moment on BYU Sports Nation.
I will.
Look back.
And I remember Josue was talking about this 2 weeks ago. I remember now.
Yes, so you do have a recollection.
And he had a really good weekend two weekends ago.
It wasn't just the bright neon green yellow shoes.
Yes.
The karma's real. It's real.
It is real.
It's real.
Hey, Jaylen, thanks. Good luck this weekend. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks, guys.